system? And two,
Here it is.
can you handle
You got it.
instructions? Well, all right, let me go back, see what happens there, just show you, I don't know, those are the two questions, they were on screen. But they are absolutely essential in the franchise model, because, as I mentioned earlier, franchising is not for those who freestyle. I've had clients who come to me, they have conflicts with their franchisor because they wanted to do what they wanted to do. Maybe they ran into a challenge in their business and they said, well, I know we don't normally sell wine and beer, but we're gonna start selling wine and beer because that's what's gonna make the money. This is a real situation that came up in COVID, and that's a problem. You cannot just do what you wanna do because it's your business. So if you are the type of person, if you really wanna develop your own brand, more than you wanna be just a successful business owner, franchising may not be for you. But if you say, you know what, I can follow instructions, I'm fine with someone give me instructions and I will make it work, then this might be exactly the kind of model that would be good for you. All right, so we're talking about the franchise disclosure document, and the reason we are going to talk about this is because it is such a fundamental part of the franchise model that we really just can't have this conversation without discussing it. The FDD is just what it says, a disclosure document. It is required by the Federal Trade Commission. It must be issued by every legal franchisor in this country has to issue it, and this is a very oftentimes intimidating document for people. On the short, small side of it, it's probably gonna be maybe 150 pages or so on the short side. On the longer side, you have some that are 400 pages, 500 pages, something like that. It's usually very scary for people when they see it come through on the DocuSign from the franchisor. But this is one of the things that makes this model very unique, because there are things that get disclosed to a potential business owner, potential franchisee, where in a traditional business model, I'm so not subtle, right? I'm like, okay, did we got it? Good? Okay, thank you. She did the right thing, I was not doing the right thing. But it's the document that the franchisor has to issue, and it has to give a prospective franchisee at least 14 days to review it, to spend some time with it. And this is the law. This is not arbitrary. This is what the law says. They need at least 14 days. And in some states, it's not 14 days, it's 10 business days, but it's, approximately the same amount of time. But this is to force potential or prospective franchisees to have the time to have an attorney review the franchise agreement, franchise disclosure document, or provide the financial representations or the financial statements to their CPA so that they can really evaluate whether this is a good opportunity for them. Because the franchise folks are great salespeople. And so, this gives the prospective franchisees a little bit of breathing room from the sales process, and it really pushes them to make a solid decision based on good information. Lastly, the franchise disclosure document contains 23 items. These are not, it's not sometimes 21, sometimes 17, it is 23 items. Every single one of them has to contain these 23 items, and here they are. Okay, so here you've got a franchisor providing information, everything about them that is, legally required, like their background, like when the company was formed, were there any parent companies, are there any predecessors, any affiliates, that kind of thing. And what is the business experience of the people who are running the organization? What's their background? How long have they been with the company? Were they with one of the previous, the predecessors, or were they not? Is there any litigation going on that they will disclose? Bankruptcy. Now here's one. This is a good one, because this is bankruptcy of the people who are, who run the organization. Now, if you buy, let's say you just acquire someone's hair shop or nail shop or something, they don't have to disclose to you that they weren't so good at running, about handling their finances. They don't have to necessarily tell you that. Now, with this though, under this, the FTC rule, there are some, there are requirements that certain information be disclosed. So you can see the list here, it's pretty extensive, but it really does cover a lot of the information that someone who is evaluating an investment opportunity would need to know. What are the fees? not just the initial fees, because that might be the 30,000 or the 40,000, but then what about the build out? What about all of these other expenses that will be required to get you from, you know, 0 to open, with your store or enterprise, or, you know, this is assuming that you're gonna have like a physical space, but not all franchises require a physical space. You know, the range of different fees, whether there are the brand is actually trademarked or not. That's another thing that speaks to the value of the brand, as well as, you know, renewal terms, transfer terms, and transfer refers to when you're gonna selling the business. So all of these things are going to be in a proper franchise disclosure document.